how's it going? It's Margaret, and today I'm bringing you a bit of a Q&A video. I've compiled these questions from the comment section, messages, YouTube, Facebook, and thought I would just come and answer them all here in a video. All right, so Beth asks, you mentioned selling both on eBay and Etsy, or to be more precise, you mentioned listing the same item on eBay and Etsy. Wouldn't this present a problem if, say, you sold a coffee mug on eBay before you could delete the item on Etsy, and someone came along and bought the item for which you had one particular coffee mug of? Could you get in trouble with either eBay or Etsy? And what would you say to the second customer in a case like this? All right, so I have to say that this has never been a problem for me. I do cross-post my items on eBay and Etsy where I can, and I've never had the same item sell at the same time. What I do is, as soon as I get the cha-ching on my phone, because both apps do that, I will pick it up immediately and delete it off of the other site. If it ever happened, could I get in trouble? The answer is maybe. I mean, depends on how bad the trouble is, how bad this trouble is you're talking about. If it happened, I would probably have to cancel the order on Etsy because the eBay, eBay ranking is a little bit different, and you could get a ding on your account. Etsy doesn't work quite the same way. Is it fair? No. But that you asked what I would do, and that would probably be it. And what would I tell the customer? I would just say that my apologies, the item is no longer available. That's that. So, right or wrong, that is my thinking on the subject. All right, here we go. This one is about the antique booth, which many of you know. Actually, today was the last day for my booth, but we got everything out finally this weekend. But Urban Garage wanted to know, why is your alarm going off? Take your vitamins, that's why. Urban Garage asked about the booth. Do you ever have any theft? I've thought about setting up an antique booth, but I worry about things walking off, particularly smaller items. And there's a possibility that I've had theft, but when I notice things are gone and then I come back the next time, I find most of the time they've reappeared. So things in an antique mall do walk around. I find things in my booth all the time, or did, and that didn't belong in my booth. People pick it up, they walk around with it, they decide against it, they just set it down wherever. And the antique mall where I had the booth, they had a catch-all spot where you could take things that you find in your booth, and then when you're there, go through that area and see if anything belongs to you. As far as straight out theft, it's a possibility, but it's never been anything to the point that I noticed, nothing major that I ever was like, oh my gosh, where is that thing? I did have a jewelry jar, a watch one, a regular one, I don't know, walk off, and I remember telling Tanya, oh my gosh, somebody stole the thing, and I came back next time and poof, it was back. So, hey. She had a suspicion though. I can't remember, it was her suspicion or my suspicion, that maybe not all of the other vendors are quite as honest. Not that I'm pointing any fingers or saying anything, but she or I or somebody thought, hey, what if somebody took it home, went through it, and decided if they wanted to get it or not, and then took it back? I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility, but who knows? It could have just been picked up and carried off and set down and somebody brought it back. So that's a possibility. Anyway, you gotta take chances. All right, next question is from Dr. Rocker. Sorry, I had to say it like that. Dr. Rocker wants to know, how can you not say it like that, right? How do you find out what category a listed item on Etsy is in? That's a good question. On eBay, you can use sell one like this, and it will automatically go to that category and you want to list it in. On Etsy, I haven't figured out a way to do something similar, and there isn't. You just have to kind of go through the drop down. They don't have a sell similar feature on Etsy. It would be awesome if they did, but they don't. Okie dokie. Next up, Bill Johnson was wondering if I ship USPS, and if so, how do you go about setting up the USPS shipping cost calculator that is used when people make a purchase? So what I do is I have basically, okay, when I first started, I was not good at shipping at all. Let's just put that out there. That was my biggest fear in the whole reselling thing. The whole reselling business was, am I shipping it right? Am I weighing it right? Packaging it right? And honestly, for in the beginning, I wasn't. I mean, I ate it on shipping so often. I didn't package things right so often. But you learn as you go. And so what I did was I figured out what item, when I listed how much it weighed and probably which box I would use. And then I used the USPS website, which has a calculate the cost feature where you can go in and type in the box size, the weight, where it's going. And when I did this, I always put like Alaska or Hawaii, the farthest place I could possibly put, to make sure that it calculated it to the maximum possibility, because if it's going to Dallas, it's not going to be as much for me. So yeah, and that's what I did. I just went through, and it took time. And then once I got better at that, and the more things sold, the more comfortable I became with guesstimating my shipping. Guesstimating? That doesn't sound very scientific. Or professional. What you gonna do? All right, next up, I'm not mentioning the name, but because it is a bit of a criticism. And you know how I feel about criticisms. No, you don't, because who criticizes? Anyway, I do get frequently, not very frequently, not as frequently as I used to, honestly, people saying that I giggle too much and I act too silly, and this is not the place for that, basically. This is just not the place for that. So, somebody asked me, or rather told me, a little less giggling and time wasting and more info, please, on all your videos. So I thought I would do a little demo of what that might be like. All right. Hello, welcome to Texas Gal Treasures. Today we're going to talk about fabric. And today I'm going to share with you a fabric panel with cats on it. These sell well. People use them for quilts. Frequently, they will also use them for soft books. As you can also see, along the selvage, there is the name right there of the name of the fabric, Cat Picture Book Patches, which will also help you discover the sold listings and where to find prices and other keywords on eBay and possibly Etsy if you choose to do that. The end. Okay, so maybe that was a little childish and maybe it was a little hateful, but my channel is just that, my channel, and I do view it as, in a lot of ways, our channel. My friends that watch come because, yes, there's information, but I like to think that you also watch because you like me and my personality. Otherwise, I could just facts, ma'am, and that would be boring for me, and I wouldn't want to do that. So if you don't like it, I hate to say it, but you don't have to watch it, and that's fine. And you can leave me these awesome messages too, telling me what to do, and I will happily give you an example of what it would be like. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, there's all kinds of people in this world, and I know that I am not everybody's cup of tea, and I am okay with that completely. There are lots of reseller channels out there that give you just the facts, and there's no silliness, and this is all business. That's all I gotta say. Okay, moving on. Kicking It with Reggie asks, I just love your videos. You're always so upbeat. I'm just amazed at the variety of things that you sell. How in the world do you know what will bring money? Is it from doing this for a while? You seem to have your finger on the pulse of all things sellable. It just seems more lucrative than just selling clothing, which I was seriously thinking about trying. But your numbers don't lie. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. Okay, thanks Kicking It with Reggie. I needed that. I don't always know what brings money. I do have quite a few duds. Maybe I ought to do more videos of, man, that's a good idea. I've got like 3 bags right over there of duds that I'm taking back. Basically, it is from just experimenting and trying out new things. That's one thing I have to say about me, is that I'm not afraid to try new things. So if I see something that's funky or weird or just something I've never seen before, and I think to myself, I wonder if that'll make a buck, I'll pick it up. And 50% of the time, it does. And then the other 50% of the time, it ends up in a bag in my dining room. So that's basically it. But yeah, and I think that the more I do that, the more I see, like, oh yeah, I remember I tried that. I picked that up and it didn't work, so I'm not gonna pick that up again. And then the more you do that, the more, yeah, you know, and then the safe way is just look it up. If I was smart, or maybe if I was like in, you know, somewhere a lot of times at garage sales, I don't like to pull my phone out to look things up. I don't know, I just don't. Or I'll go to the car and look it up real fast and then run back to the garage sale and get it. But yeah, so I think it is just experience partially, and then partially just being willing to take that chance. And frequently, I don't like to spend a lot of money, so I'm pretty comfortable doing that. Thanks. But I think I may just take a few shots in my room in there of the stuff I've got. And that's what I'm doing with a lot of my antique booth stuff. Is there's a local garage sale site called Garage Sale that I'm on, that I'm going through all my antique booth things, and I'm deciding donate it, eBay, Etsy it, or put it on Garage Sale. So people on Garage Sale are probably like, whoa, Margaret is just like exploding with stuff now on Garage Sale. But yeah, just moving that inventory out. So, and sometimes I'll do that with my duds on eBay and see if I can flip them, even just for cost, on Garage Sale. All right, next up, I'm liking doing the hand movements for people. I hope you don't mind. Please don't be offended. It's all in good fun. So the part-time picker, my mime show that I have to shut up. That's the part-time picker. Hi Margaret, I have a quick question about your thank you stickers. Where did you buy them, and do you print and enclose a packing slip with your eBay order? The thank you, oh, you're sitting on it. I would show you, but you're literally, you're on a pot sitting on the stickers. The thank you stickers that I put on my orders, I bought from a seller on Etsy, and I can link his or her shop down below. But if you go to Etsy, you'll find people that make them, and I know I could make them on my own, but I just thought it'd be nice to support another seller out there. There's probably better prices too. Oh well. And then packing slips. Don't crucify me, people. I don't enclose packing slips unless the buyer asks for it. I have never had a problem with it, ever. And I don't want to waste ink and paper because it's so expensive. The ink is anyway. But yeah, unless a buyer asks for it, I don't. And I know people will say, but what if the package gets torn or damaged or opened and they need to see where it has never been a problem. And I'm sure now, tomorrow it will be a problem. But even so, one item in 300, you know, I don't know. But I just don't. Okay, ads, hey ads. Robinson wants to know, are eBay giving those boxes out for free in the US, or do you have to pay for them? Also, do you know if it's coming to the UK? He's talking about the coupons that we are getting for the different store levels to purchase the eBay supplies. Now, I am surprised that they don't have it in the UK. This is so disappointing, but hopefully they will. Basically, Adam, what it is depending on the store level you've got, every quarter they give you a coupon code to go and get supplies from their store. and the tape sold out by the time I got there. I hear it's back, but for my store, I got $50 this quarter to go buy boxes and padded envelopes. That's what I chose. But they had all different kinds of boxes and poly bags or poly mailers, bubble mailers. Anyway, bubble mailers, let's just say bubble mailers, okay. I got bubble mailers. Say it, seriously, bubble mailers. So, and then some boxes that I thought would be a good size for shipping hats. That was my choice. So, yeah, but if they had tape, I would have gotten tape, but it was gone. All right, and I hope that they roll that out in the UK because cool stuff, or we're gonna say cool stuff. Cool stuff wants to know, hey gal, love your channel. I've been subscribed for a while, great content. I was wondering if you have time to answer a question for me. Is it worth setting up a store on Etsy to sell ordinary things like you do? Is there enough profit in it? I'm in the UK. Yes, I do, because when I do my weekly numbers, you can see that if I didn't have my Etsy store as well, frequently my sales would be, and I'm a part-time seller, so usually I make between $250 to $500 a week, which is awesome, I think. And with that, I will look at my split between eBay and Etsy, and the range can go from $100 on Etsy to $400 on eBay to $250 and $250. So if I think about that, like, oh my gosh, if I didn't have that extra $100, you know, that's minus one trip to the grocery store. Or, I mean, to me, it's worth it. So, and it's, I don't know, it's not too hard to cross-post the items. Yeah, it was time-consuming in the beginning, but now that I do it just back-to-back, I list it on eBay, pop it over, list it on Etsy, and no, there's not a program to do this, and if I knew how to do this, I would make $1 bazillion. That with my hot dog soap on the rope. I knew her when, right? And I think that's it. That is all of the questions. Okay, I hope that this answered some of the questions you might have had. And if you have another question for me, pop it down in the comments section below. I always read the comments and usually answer them all. I honestly, the ones that are mean to me, I don't answer. So, and I don't usually have to, because usually somebody else would go to them and say, hey, mind your P's and Q's, miss, or scoot. Anyway, so yeah. Also, we had talked a bit about me setting up another channel, and I did. I set up another YouTube channel. I was going to start putting things over there, like the audiobook readings and some other things that I'm thinking about doing. And then I decided I didn't want to. I may change my mind again, you know, it's me. But I had enough people, I mean, 99% of the people just said, do it on this channel because we like hanging out with you, and I like hanging out with you too, and hearing what you have to say. The concern that my friends had that left comments were, sometimes on Texas Gal Treasures channel, on this one, the content can be a bit adultish, some of the humor and things, and they suggested that if I do put like the storybooks on the other channel, then I wouldn't have to worry about that. But but I don't know, I went back and forth about it, because then what if because the other channel is called The Wonderful and the Absurd, and I started thinking, well, yeah, I'm reading these books, but then what if I start doing these really absurd things that are just, you know, not, I don't know. So I just thought, okay, I'm just gonna put it on here, listen to me ramble, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so for now, I'm keeping it all on Texas Gal Treasures, and there might be some other things that I will just label like, this is the absurd that is coming because it's fun. So there might be some reseller stuff, some readings, some absurdity, and that's just the way things are, right? I mean, I was watching a video with, if you guys know Graveyard Girl, Bunny Myers. She actually lives not far from here. I've never met her in person, but I watched a video with her talking about her channel and how people would would get frustrated sometimes that she's not the way she used to be, you know, and she would explain that you're not the same person you were in high school. You're not the same person you were when you graduated college. You're not the same person you were, you know, and it's natural to have some changing and shifting in personality and in interests and in a channel. So that might be something that happens, and I'm hoping that everybody sticks around. Gosh, this got really serious. I'm hoping that people stick around because they enjoy my company and like to see what I do. And if you don't like it, then you just don't watch that video, because there are some that I'm thinking about doing that probably might be a little out there for you guys, but it'd be fun for me. So anyway, that's it. Again, make sure you hit that like button, because I have determined that it is good luck to like videos, especially mine. So right now I'm sprinkling the good luck dust down there on the subscribe and like buttons, because I can never remember which side it's on, or if you're on the phone or the computer, I think it's on different sides. So we'll just do a little dance with the glitter, the good luck glitter on the like buttons. That's really long. This is taking a long time for me to get the good luck glitter on there. So make sure you make it worth it, right? Okay. Alrighty guys, go ahead and enjoy yourselves, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.